And hello, everyone. Welcome to our Boss Lady Summits. To you, ladies and gentlemen across the world, we're honoured to have you with us. Now, my name's Edward. I love women's empowerment, even though I'm a dude. And talking about some amazing ladies, we've got Master Coach Sonia with us, Christina Davey and Alice Cheng. I was going to say we've got a great summit for you. Now, first thing is, if you just tuned in, smash that like, share, and comment. If you are watching the recording, please connect with these wonderful ladies over LinkedIn. They're incredible. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to kick it off. Today's topic is Valentine's Day. And before you leave the live stream saying, I hate Valentine's Day, it sucks, and I'm single, or whatever, it's nothing to do with partners. It's about love for yourself and love for other people. So without further ado, we're just going to dive straight into the topic, and we're going to hit Master Coach Sonia with all the crazy questions to how can I say slice the pie. Master Coach Sonia, welcome. Please, how are you today? Please hit that unmute. And what is happening in your world, Master Coach Sonia?
Hi, everybody. I'm coming from Florida. The weather's really nice, like in the 60s, a little cool for this time of year, but we're getting ready to, celebrate Valentine's Day. And my mother-in-law from Indiana is here, and she got married 2 days after Valentine's Day, and she would have been married, I think this would have been the 60 years. So I'm looking forward to celebrating Valentine's Day with her. And it's also my dog Keela's birthday. She'll be 7. So
Oh, I love it. Now, Master Coach Sonia, you're a very savvy lady, and I just want to ask you very quickly, when you hear the term Valentine's Day, be it good or bad, what are some of your reactions to hearing the term Valentine's Day, and what does it mean to you?
When I think of Valentine's Day, I think of love, and I think of the loved ones I have in my life that I would love to be able to share Valentine's Day with, specifically my husband. And then, just reigniting our love for each other for that year. It's a great way to celebrate your relationship and also take it to the next level.
Oof. And what if you're single? What if you're single? And what if you're single? How does Valentine's Day apply to you if you're single?
Well, I've been there when you're single. I'd say spoil yourself. If you don't have someone special in your life, go get yourself a teddy bear and some candy, and go out and get yourself a meal and come home and celebrate. If you have a fur baby, celebrate having a dinner and watch a movie, and just keep yourself busy.
I like it. What a great opening. Master Coach Sonia, we love you. Just incredible. Master Coach Sonia, love your vibes, my friend. And let's bounce over to Christina Davey. Great seeing you yesterday. I saw you, 12 hours ago. Christina Davey, please unmute. Tell us your whole thoughts on Valentine's Day, the good, bad, and the ugly. We need to hear it, Christina Davey.
Well, I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, why do I have to celebrate one day, love just one day a year? And to those people, I say, well, nobody's stopping you to celebrate it every single day. But for some people who are really busy, and some people who may not celebrate every day, I think it's really beautiful to have a one day a year where we just really focusing on love and how can we create more love in our life? How can we create moments where we feel love and give love as well? So I'm all about celebrating birthdays, anything, I think we need more reasons to celebrate rather than focus just on, the ugly and the bad. So why not? Let's just do something nice. Let's just really focus and stop everything else that we're doing and focus on love, focus on giving each other, what it is that matters to us, and make each other feel special. So yeah, I'm all about Valentine's Day. Obviously I'm all about love. So Valentine's Day, it's definitely, part of what I believe in. And I'll encourage everyone to just go out and celebrate.
Beautiful. And just to jump in there, we've got Christina Davey with us. We've also Christina Nava with us. Big wave to Christina Nava. We'll get to you shortly. We love you, Christina Nava. And just to, if you just come in as well, hit that like, share, and comment. We're absolutely honoured to have you with us. Connect with these wonderful ladies over LinkedIn and also Lassie. And also, too, for our panellists, if you can just keep yourselves on mute and just unmute when you speak, just to keep the background noise down, that'll be fantastic. Now, Christina Davey, I want to, again, you know I love asking negative questions. But my negative question is, when I was single, I would always used to have a negative reaction to Valentine's Day. I used to incorrectly possibly feel it was just for couples and us single people back at the time were getting shafted. What's your view on that one, Christina Davey?
I think you have the freedom to choose whatever to believe, whatever what you want, and give it the meaning that you want. I think it can be a reminder for some people that, well, I'm lacking that love. And I also believe that everything has duality. I teach this to, I speak about this with my clients as well. Everything has duality: a person, a situation, a place. What you choose to focus on, ultimately, it's a reflection of what's inside yourself. So I had times when I felt sad, when I was single for a long time. And I had times when I felt sad too. And it was a reminder to me that, oh, well, I don't have a partner in my life, for example. But then I decided, well, you know what? How about I create it? And then I'll just take my son, who was just like 4 or 5, and we'll go out and we'll celebrate dinner. And it wasn't perfect because obviously he was 5, having dinner with a 5-year-old, it's a very different type of Valentine dinner, right? But it was about what I made out of it. So I will feel the emotion, acknowledge it, not push it away. Yeah, I'm sad. I want someone in my life. I don't yet have someone in my life, but what can I do about this to turn this day into something really special or something really beautiful? And, then I will just do that one thing. And I don't think it has to be dinner. I think it can be anything that it's an expression of love, really. More kisses, more cuddles, more, I don't know, go walk into a beautiful place. What is it that you can do to turn it into an expression of love?
Oh, amazing. Christina Davey, love your work. Well said. Just incredible. Big thank you. That's Christina Davey. Now we're going to bounce over to Alice Cheng and then Christina Nava. Alice Cheng, love your work. What are your whole thoughts on Valentine's Day? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's hear it.
I love Valentine's Day. I love love. And I feel that, yes, I agree with Christina. It doesn't have, it's the one day where it signals to both yourself and your partner to really just perhaps refocus on each other. I think when we're all running around, whether you're in a corporate job or you're running your own business, you tend to be so deep in your head that often the one day that, oh gosh, I've forgotten about my partner or I've forgotten about myself. So I really think it's a great day just to stop for a moment. And fortunately or unfortunately, I've only ever had one partner. So therefore, and he's overseas at the moment. So Valentine's Day for me is probably giving him a call and not giving him crap about, what's happening over here while he's overseas, but really refocus on connecting.
So what you can do, I've already figured that out. So on the 13th, give them a load of crap. From midnight to midnight, you have to be nice to them. And once it kicks over to midnight on the 15th, you can call them a loser and how bad of a man he is. I've got it all figured out.
And I also think it goes beyond perhaps a relationship with a partner. I also like to celebrate friends. I think it's important to demonstrate that love and remind them that they are special to you, why they're in your lives. Because I can probably count how many friends I have, close friends right now on my one hand. Yeah. And therefore I really value those connections and relationships because I got rid of a lot of toxic people. So that's a love for myself. But at the same time, I think it's nice for Valentine's Day just to remind those around you that you really value and treasure their love and their support.
Oh, wow. And you said the word toxic people. You know me, toxic people is red to a bull. The moment one of the rules are I'm not allowed to say toxic people until someone else says it. So thank you, Alice. But we'll come back.
But I do say the ugly side of things or Valentine's Day. Look, I think you can make it it's very commercialized, yes, but you don't have to buy into all that. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. It doesn't have to be a big fanfare. It could simply be just having a nice, I don't know, picnic at the park with a glass of whatever. So again, it doesn't have to be expensive.
There you go. Alice Cheng, we love it. Just amazing, Alice Cheng. Big thank you. And if you just come in, smash that like, share, and comment. Connect with these ladies. We're going to bounce over to our wonderful friend, Christina Nava. Christina Nava, big welcome. Please hit the unmute key. So if you hit the unmute key, how are you, Christina? Welcome back. What's happening, Christina Nava?
Thank you so much. Thank you. I am under the weather, so I apologize. I have a flu bug today, guys. So I'm not going to be my normal talkative self. I talk to you. That's probably good for you all. It's probably good.
No. Now, just Christina Nava, the good, bad, and the ugly. Tell us all about Valentine's Day.
Ooh, Valentine's Day. For me, it's another day. It's just another day. I like to celebrate my kids on Valentine's Day. I'm sorry, I'm kind of like a man in that regard. Well, no offense. No, maybe men do. Oh my goodness. Maybe men, there are a lot of men that do a lot for their loved ones on Valentine's Day. I don't know, toxic relationships don't provide a lot of,
Yeah. Now, I hate to say it, I'm just being honest here, right? I share your reaction to Valentine. Not now, I was happily married last year. When I was single, I had more of a toxic, visceral reaction to Valentine's Day. I'm just putting it out there, right? I'm not saying I'm correct. That's what I did. So I agree with you, Christina. Your reaction to Valentine's Day is actually similar to my own reaction. And it's interesting. I like what Christina Davey, Alice, and Master Coach Sonia said before is we have our reactions. We can choose to focus on it. I just want to ask you, and I've been there, right? What are some of the toxic reactions you have to Valentine's Day? I most certainly did. I used to hate Valentine's Day, to be honest with you, right? It's taken me a lot of questioning and turning around. What do you think on that one, Christina Nava?
I'm sorry, Ed, what is the question exactly?
Well, what are some of the negative reactions you have to Valentine's Day? Because I used to hate Valentine's Day, just being honest.
Just this symbolic nature of Valentine's Day. When you're in a toxic relationship, of course, I'm not anymore. So now I'm going to celebrate Valentine's Day in the sense of loving self, because I think that's really important that we love ourselves. If we don't love ourselves, as we all know, we're no good for anybody else. So that's really where I'm at in terms of Valentine's Day. I'm trying not to focus on that time of my life and moving forward.
I actually agree with you because I'm throwing this criticism at myself, not anyone watching. Please don't think that. But what I did was that I used to get upset on Valentine's Day thinking, oh, I got to have a relationship and this and that. But then I realized, hang on, I don't need to respond this way. Why don't I just focus on loving myself and my wonderful friends? So, Christina, what I love about you, Christina Nava, is you're super raw and genuine. That's why we love you, Christina Nava.
Thank you. Thank you.
Round of applause to Christina Nava. That is fantastic. We love you.
Thank
so,
you.
I can actually throw Alice Cheng under the bus now because she said the toxic word, not me. So Alice Cheng has given me like an excuse to talk about toxic people on that, Alice. So thank you, Alice.
You're welcome.
So I want to say, right, and a lot of, and I'm just being honest here, a lot of people watching this would have our sort of reaction to Valentine's Day. They'll have a negative feeling about it. I think, a lot of people would feel that way. I've done a lot of work on myself not to feel that way, so I get it, right? So my next question is, to those that are having a negative reaction to Valentine's Day, what do you say to them to start to feel better about the experience? And we're going to start with Master Coach Sonia. So again, the question for our panelists are, if you feel negative about Valentine's Day, how can you turn that feeling around and feel better about that yourself? Master Coach Sonia, unmute. Let us know what you think on that one.
I think if you have a friend or a family member who has had maybe that toxic reaction, I think if you can turn it around to give them a day to love themselves, kind of like a self-care moment to help empower them to know that love is greater than, all, and that we have that power here to be able to love others. But if we have that toxic feeling, help them release that toxicity, help them get down to why they're having that toxicity. And once they identify why, then they can let it go, and also have them write it out so they can, brain dump, they get it out. And then as a coach, I would work with them on how, they came to this toxicity. Maybe something happened in their childhood, or they had an experience that really just made them have a visceral reaction. So if we can help them heal and move forward in that, with not having toxicity anymore, but having a new, redefine it for them.
Oh, well said, Master Coach Sonia. Absolutely brilliant in the zone. And I pose the same question. I pose the dangerous same question to amazing Alice Cheng. What do you think, amazing Alice?
I think for those people who feel a bit negative about Valentine's Day on the day, I'm quite in alignment with Sonia and what she said. I think it's important to love self first. And I think Christina said that, Nava said that, and then maybe help others. And I think when you focus on serving and helping others, it's not about you anymore. I think when you're in that negative space about Valentine's Day, it's all about you. And I think often we get different perspectives by helping those around us, and maybe find someone else who is single on the day and feeling a bit negative, and make it an event. If the two of you can go out, or a group of you, then it becomes a bit of a groupie thing rather than being single and being really, festering that negative energy, which doesn't get you anywhere. And I think when you're in that positive space, you have a different perspective. Your outlook's different. So I would say get out of your head, get out there, and maybe talk to Christina Davey and go to one of her meetups later on and meet a group of singletons and, I don't know, have a party, celebrate love.
Yeah. You've got to watch this on the live stream, but maybe get a companion for the evening via Christina Davies' Cindy Singles. I got to watch what
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Anything goes, hey? So my point is, find some
2024, right? 2024, right? Yeah.
Find some similar people, get your friends together, and make it a groupie event.
Well, I probably shouldn't say this on a LinkedIn live stream, but do I have your permission to say stuff on a LinkedIn live stream? I probably shouldn't, right? I'm going to try and censor it. So what happened was, I won't bore you with all the story, because it's not about me, it's about you ladies. And it's about our viewers too. So I found Jesus, without turning this into the Benny Hinn show or the Franklin Graham channel, I found Jesus when I was 25, right? And here's one of the unexpected side effects of finding Jesus. I met all these Christian girls who wanted to date me. So it was quite funny, actually. So I got to watch what I say here, right? But when I found Jesus, it's like I instantly accessed this whole dating market. And there we go. And I got to say thank you to Jesus and praise the Lord. Met all these Christian ladies that wanted to date me. So there you go. So if you're out there and you're feeling a bit lonely, convert to Christianity, join a local church. I guarantee you your date book, your little black book will get a lot bigger. So there we go. I've got to watch what I say here. Christina Davey, over to you before we get kicked off this live stream. What do you think, Christina Davey? And great answer, Alice Cheng. Yeah, just hit the unmute key.
I think, yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
I think it comes down to your mindset in general. So if you have those strong negative feelings, it's not going to show up just on Valentine's Day. Those feelings are already there. Yep. The Valentine's Day just brings it up to the surface. So, if I were to work with someone, I will really support them, identify where they come from. First of all, let's just acknowledge it. It's a thing to acknowledge feelings. I just work with a lady. I'm working currently with two ladies who have the same problem. They can't get connected with their feelings, and it's actually affecting their body as well. So they're not connecting with their feelings because it feels really scary to feel. because when they were feeling in the past, they didn't know how to emotionally regulate, which is a massive thing nowadays, right? We grew up with parents who were throwing things, and I was one of them. I have no problem admitting I didn't know how to emotionally regulate. I was not taught that, and I didn't even know it's a thing, so I taught my son to do the same thing. So um, I will first I'll teach them, I will not teach them, but like explore within themselves to discover that it's safe to feel, and it's safe to acknowledge I'm being angry. I'm being angry because I'm single. I'm being angry that I've never felt love. There are a lot of people that they don't even know how love looks like. So of course it's going to be a lot of anger and resentment towards all these other people celebrating love, all these other people feeling love, because well, I can't feel it. I
And just
was not.
jumping in there, Christina, that was my reaction. I was pissed off. Valentine's Day would piss me off because I felt like everyone was mocking me. I had this very visceral, aggressive reaction to it. So I couldn't agree with you more. You're describing exactly the way I used to feel about it.
And it's this feeling of it's unfair.
Yep,
Like
there you go.
life is unfair, right? So
Christina's
it's
reading my old mind. It's exactly how I felt. Unfair, shafted. Yep, there you go.
I work with this all the time. So it's this feeling of unfair. My
Yep.
parents didn't taught me, my friends didn't taught me. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know how it feels like. And now I'm angry, angry, angry. But the thing that we need to, really acknowledge here and learn is that love is in us. It's just buried under all the pain, the suffering, the anger, the disappointment, the resentment, the rage we have against our parents sometimes, because we didn't feel, heard, seen, understood, validated. And because we're not taught how to validate our feelings, we don't know how to validate it either. So usually it's a mindset. Is not just about Valentine's Day. It goes way deeper than that. The toxic relationship will definitely do that to a lot of people.
Yeah. And I think you're right. It's sort of like, you're right. We've already got the feelings. Valentine's Day just gives us someone to blame. So we can pin it all on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's like putting a crack and all that pressure comes out and just like
Yeah. There you go. Christina Davey, it's like you've gone back in time, plugged into my older self's brain and downloaded all the data. You just described how I used to feel all the time. I'd be like a 20-year-old. Valentine's Day is stupid. I grew up in the foster system. My dad ditched me in a park. It would bring up all that crap. So there you go. Love your work.
That's what I do every day. So it's easy for me to say it. Yes.
Poor Christina Davey. We love you, Christina Davey. There you go. You deal with this crap all the time. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I love it. And if you just come in, like, share, comment, please connect with Master Coach Sonia Budrow, Alice Chen, Christina Davey, and Christina Nava. Amazing boss ladies who love your work. We're talking about Valentine's Day, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you know me, I like to steer things to the negative because I'm naturally negative deep down. I just pretend I'm not. And it's funny actually because, again, bring up Jesus stuff again. When I converted to Christianity, it was about the love for Jesus and yourself. And all these Christian ladies who wanted to date me, it was fantastic. Christina Nava, I want to bounce over to you, Christina Nava. Hit that unmute key. Christina Nava, you and I are very, very similar characters, and no wonder we get along. I'd like to hear just some of your reactions, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I love your rawness, Christina Nava. So it's a very admirable trait.
Thank you so much. A little bit too transparent for some, I hope not. But
no, perfect. Just beautiful. It's raw and real is what we're all about.
Thank you so much. So basically, I hope I didn't. I guess I brought up the word negative and attached.
I was going to anyway. You and Alice just bet me to it.
Yeah, in terms of Valentine's Day, I don't have a negative emotion towards Valentine's Day. I don't have any emotion towards Valentine's Day. It's just honestly just another day. But if in hindsight, going back, I would like to say that it's just, again, going back to, we need to honor ourselves and respect ourselves, and then it will all fall into play for those who who might be searching for love and searching for their Cupid or whatnot. For me, it's my little ones. My little ones are not so little anymore, but I do have one little gal, and it's just about just loving what you have. Be grateful for what you have in life. So if I chose the word negative, I take that back. I really don't mean I have a negative emotion towards it. I apologies for that.
Oh, right. Not at all. And what I love about what you've brought up, Christina Nava, is you brought up, and I know this. I know I talk. Even though I'm a LinkedIn networking guy, I'm like Christina, Davey, Alice. I talk to people all the time. I want to put it out there. Most people, I think, have a negative reaction to Valentine's Day. I've just based on the conversations I've had. I would say at least 60% see it negative. In fact, I might do a poll on that later on LinkedIn, but I reckon the majority of people see it negatively. I'm going to do a poll on that. It's going to be interesting. But you know what I love about you, Christina Nava? You tell the truth and your rawness is admirable.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, Christina Nava, love your work. Now, Christina Nava made a good point that I was actually going to go to. And I want to talk about self-love and self-care, right? Very big thing, self-love and self-care. Now, I was brought up to believe that if you're into self-love and care, you're basically a loser, you're selfish. If you're a dude, you're a HOMO, right? So basically, I was brought up with all these negative connotations on self-care. And to be honest, only in the past few years, I've actually started to invest in self-care, hence why I'm now 20 kilos lighter and I don't look like I'm half asleep all the time. Now, I'm putting it out there, right, and we all are, is that I think Valentine's Day is the ultimate day to invest in self-care. That's a viewpoint that I've started to adopt, right? And I just want to throw out the self-care viewpoint, and I want to go through our panelists and just hear reactions to what you think about self-care. Like, again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're here to talk about the truth, not talk about ponies and unicorns and rainbows. Master Coach Sonia, over to you. Tell us all about self-care, the good, bad, and the ugly.
Well, when you do not allow yourself to, reflect inward and take care of yourself, you're going to have a lot of issues with your body, and you're going to break down. I went through that myself. I when I started my business, I was working so much around the clock. I was just like a workaholic, and because of sitting for a long time, working my computer, my back was hurting, my stomach was hurting, all these different things felt like were breaking down my body because I forgot about self. And so then, if you forget about self, what's that going to lead to? For me, it was burnout. And so, the importance of self-care is vital for your life to, be able to live longer and have more positive results, mind, body, spirit, and holistically. And I have really seen in myself how my life has turned around by putting, my health first, and also, self-care is also with your mind, mindfulness. Sometimes you might have a lot of negative self-talk in your head. And I always say the angel and the devil. And sometimes I feel like I have the devil over here, just talk, negative. And then the angel's kind of voice has gone out. And so I'm like, I shut down. I don't even want to get out of the house. And then I lose my confidence, or I doubt myself, or, there's everyone has their own little vices that they may go to, but when you have all this negative talk, you get overwhelmed, and then you feel like, oh, I can't do it. It's like a domino effect. Mm-hmm. And so having some mantras to say every day, some affirmations, writing them down, post them on your bulletin board or your vision board, and just, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. It's like, I'm super good and I'm going to get better. That's one that I've said since I was a teenager. And this is a Zig Ziglar quote. It's like, I am super good and I'm going to get better.
It's like saying, I love LinkedIn and LinkedIn loves me. I could say that, for example.
So, the bad is, you're, going into, your body shutting down, burnout.
Mm.
The good is being aware and mindful that it's important to have self-care for yourself every day. And then well, I got it good, bad, and ugly. Well, anyhow, um, I just say if you're not doing it, start doing it.
Yeah.
You are the VIP in your life, nobody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Master Coach Sonia, well said. Love your work, Master Coach Sonia. And yeah, just again, being honest with the audience, and I don't I'm ashamed of this, but I'm just telling you guys the truth. What I did really badly was when the lockdowns hit, my self-care went out of the window and I put on 20 kilos. I got really sick. I've just gotten over that health bump. So my lack of self-care hit me like a truck during the whole COVID times. Again, ashamed of it, but it is what it is. And I agree with your sentiments, Master Coach. I mean, I think what Valentine's Day does is Valentine's Day sort of pokes you in the ribs and gets you thinking about these issues. So again, it's easy to blame Valentine's Day, such as what I did. But at the end of the day, you're already carrying those feelings. I think Valentine's Day is that little poke with a pencil in the ribs that gets it out there. So love your work, Master Coach Sonia. Alice Cheng, self-care, good, bad, the ugly. I know we've had this chat before many times and you've got some great viewpoints on it.
Yeah, and I know this analogy is probably overused, but it really resonates with me. The oxygen mask, every time you get on the plane, they say put on the mask first before you can help others. And I really resonate with that because in the previous life where I was in a corporate job, I was just running around kids. It's all about everyone else but me. And so probably burnt out, spent, but I didn't even recognize it. I just thought, I've got to go. And being Asian, I have to say, like, that's what we do. We just suck it up and we just keep running. And that was really stupid upon reflection because everybody else was thriving and I was actually accelerating to my burnt out. So it was really one day where I had my midlife crisis. I was in Honolulu for my 40th birthday. I literally left everybody behind and I went there for a week by myself. And that was the best money, best time I ever had. So every time someone asks me, what's your happy moment?
My airline ticket?
It was the best money I spent on myself because I was always focused on others. And for that 1 week, I didn't care about anything else. I didn't talk to anyone. And it was all about me. And I realized, well, that wasn't selfish. That was me replenishing my cup so I could go home and be of a service to everybody. And that's when I had that moment of career clarity as well. I stood on Diamond Head and I looked out and went, I cannot do this job that I hate for another 25 years. And that moment was so pivotal in my life that got me going into my side hustle as a career coach and a strategist that then eventually I leapt into my new career at 45. So I guess if I didn't go to Hawaii in the first place, none of this would be happening. I'll still be in my corporate job, burnt out, be a servant to everyone else other than me. So that's the good, the pivotal moment in my life. I guess the bad and the ugly, I really can't see unless, you become really self-absorbed and you turn into a narcissist. I really can't see the negative downside of really self-care. And I think people also have the myth that it has to be a long period. It's actually a continuous journey, right? And you could just simply take 10 minutes out and just do some breathing. And funny enough, thanks to you, Ed, and your network, I did one of Tim Wagner's breathing session last night for an hour. I invested in that hour and my goodness, that just created other things now that is going to be part of my journey. So it doesn't have to be long, but you've just got to keep reminding yourself, I have to be well in order to serve everyone if you're, someone who serves others, but also it's not selfish. I think if you don't look after yourself, who else is going to look after you? The husband? Don't think so.
There we go. Yeah, they're all useless, right? Those damn husbands, they're all useless, right? Anyway, but it's funny, and I like how you brought race and ethnicity into it. So I come from an Arabian background, right? And I always say, like, Alice and I have very non-PC discussions. Basically, like, Alice will pull out her Asian notes and I'll pull out my Arabic notes, and they're very similar. They're actually very, very similar, right? So I think the Arabs and the Asians, we dance to very similar bits. Because again, generalizing like hell, it's true, but Christian, Muslim, whatever, in the Arabian world, we have the concept of face, much like the Asian version, whereas no, you can't be weak, you can't be, you cannot show weakness. You got to be tough, right? You got to be in the zone. You always got to be happy and strong. That's a very Arabian sort of face concept, right? So you can't show weakness. You're not allowed to. If you are weak, it means because you're pathetic and you shouldn't talk about it. It's that very much burying of the emotion, right? So in other words, I'm feeling something negative. Well, that's because you're a loser, Edward, and you're weak and worthless. You shouldn't do that, right? And that's the way I was brought up. Yeah, and again, and that's not Ed's opinion. That came from the culture, So again, you've got the Asianness thrown on you, and I had that Arabness thrown on me. So it's not that we're done. We're doing what the culture told us to think, and there we are. You have a breakdown, and you go off to Hawaii and have this big epiphany, and I turned into John Candy during lockdown. So that's where it all took us. Thank you, culture. Thank you for burning us out. Thank you, culture. There we go. Alice, we love you. Christina Davey, what are your reactions to this highly charged, racially motivated conversation? What's going on? What are some of your reactions, Christina Davey?
I agree with both Sonia and Alice. There's a lot we can do to love ourselves. I think the problem is, and I remember this was me again, how does self-love look like sometimes? Is it just taking care of our body, or is it more? Because I was talking about what you mentioned, and that's such a valid point about the culture. My mom taught me to think of others. And my mom, as an example for me, was always putting others first, starting from me and my sister, my dad, relatives, her parents, her brother. She always came last. I actually don't even think she was doing much for herself really at any level. So then I grew up seeing that and being taught that's how you should be. And my poor mom thought she's doing something good, right? And to a level she was. But again, duality, there's the flip side of the coin where I thought to put others first and therefore not taking care of myself. But what I want to talk when I talk about self-love, so when I start hearing about self-love, I was already an adult. I didn't even know, right? Because we grew up without internet, and I didn't even know how it looked like really. And I want to bring something, I want to add to what has been said already, that self-love is not just taking care of your body and giving yourself what you want. It's also having boundaries with people. It's also having standards and being clear on your standards. What's okay? What are you okay to accept, okay, and not accept? That's self-love, because it's protecting your energy, it's protecting your mind, it's protecting your feelings. So self-love, if you think you're not worthy, you're not going to give yourself, you're not going to place boundaries on people. You're going to let them do whatever. You're going to tolerate a lot, right? And something else that I wrote down just so I don't forget, letting go of people, toxic people, letting go of people that may have become toxic in a relationship with you. So they might have not been toxic before, but sometimes we don't realize how we are co-creating a situation because we become so bitter and so hurt in a relationship and we just want to hit back. But because we know ourselves and trust ourselves, we don't see it, but we see what the other person is doing. So sometimes letting go of someone and doing that healing process, hiring a coach, a psychologist, reading a book, yes, it's important, but also getting the clarity within yourself and giving yourself permission to do something you've never done before. And, step into that courage of becoming someone else that can love herself, that can have standards, that can have boundaries, and that no longer tolerates what is not aligned with the truth of who you are and who you decide you can be. So give yourself permission to love yourself that way as well, because it's so much more empowering. And then you're going to have time to take a bath, to go for a picnic by yourself, to just go by the lake and just admire and connect with people. You want to love yourself and experience love? Go in the park, put a blanket down and just smile at people. And you see how much people just smile back at you. And you start a conversation and it's such a beautiful exchange of energy. No matter how angry they are, people, if you smile at people, people smile back. or at least they have a surprise reaction. And if you continue to feel comfortable in you smiling, they'll eventually just smile back because it's just like they just respond to it. So that's my take on self-love. And I just wanted that to the mix.
Oh, brilliant, Christina Davey, love it. And actually reminds me, I mentioned this the other week on our Zoom, and I know Christina Davey thought this was funny, right? So what happened to me the other week? So as you know, every day everyone has a birthday, right? On Facebook and LinkedIn, I love wishing people a happy birthday. So I'll jump on Facebook, wish people a happy birthday, and I'll jump on LinkedIn. Well, everyone responds positively, except last week, right? Christina Davies laughing head off. So what happened was, I've known this guy for a few years. He even been to a few of our meetups, right? And in Melbourne. And what happened was I wished him a happy birthday. He sent me the most abusive message back over Facebook Messenger, right? Saying, you don't know me. How it basically was just weird. It's like the guy seriously, had been drinking too much coffee late at night or watching too much YouTube. Just, you don't know me. How can you wish me a happy birthday? I ended up blocking. I didn't like the guy anyway, so I gladly blocked him on Facebook and LinkedIn. But what I found amazing is that he was holding so much negative energy. Just me saying, hey, happy birthday, wishing you the best. That was like me throwing a big brick through his car window. It just triggered all this avalanche of negativity out. And there you go. I thought it was fascinating. So there we go. Some amazing people up there. Christina Davey, thank you. Christina Nava, thank you. Christina Nava, you're such a patient, amazing lady. I just love to hear any of your thoughts and reactions, and we love your rawness and reality and your red pills.
Thank you. I think Christina Davey hit it on the head. I mean, is that this phrase? Hit it on the nail.
Nail on the head, right?
Hit it on the head. Yeah.
Hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail on the head. That's it. Thank you so much, Ed. But basically, it's so freeing to be in a spot because now looking back at the controlling environment that I allowed for so long in my life, being able to say no, I'm not coming home, or I will be home at 5 o'clock. When I get there, I'll be home when I get there, and that's a big deal because I was because being controlled is it's like being somebody's slave. So it's freeing, and it's wonderful, and it's amazing. And I encourage anybody who is in that type of relationship that there's always a way out. We can get out, and it's wonderful and beautiful, and that's it. That's about it.
And I agree with you, Christina. But again, I talk to a lot of women. I know I'm a LinkedIn sales guy, but I talk to a lot of women every day and about relationships. I often bring up Christina Davey, but they often talk to me, especially probably as a friendly dude. And it's funny on that note that I know so many women who are in relationships that they shouldn't be in, just like that. Be it they're just mildly toxic or they're downright toxic on the extreme. They're just staying there because they're afraid of being on their own. And I say to them quite proudly, and I'm sharing your sentiment, Christina Navarro, if you're in a relationship and you're just there because you're afraid of being alone, you really want to question what you're doing there. So I just want to throw it out there. I'm sure everyone would agree with that. So, but Christina Navarro, love your rawness. Now, my friends, we've got about 17 minutes left of our live stream. We're going to spend a bit of time a bit later on to hear about what all these fantastic ladies do to see how they can help you. And connect with Lassie as well. If you just come in, smash that like, share, and comment. Our closing thought is going to be back to Valentine's Day. And I'm going to ask the simple question of each of our panelists. What are your suggestions to help you create the best Valentine's Day ever? Single, relationship, gay, straight, whatever, don't care. What are your closing thoughts on how to develop the best Valentine's Day ever? And we've got a great share from Georgina Orchard. Georgina Orchard, we love you. Saw Georgina yesterday. Hi, ladies. I'm listening in today, and I left a relationship because it wasn't right. Georgina, love your work. So with our panelists, what are your closing thoughts to help anyone have the best Valentine's Day ever? Over to you, Master Coach Sonia. Tell us your thoughts on that one, Master Coach Sonia.
The Valentine's Day, first of all, recognizing how it's important to you and who you want to include in that day, like Valentine's Day this year. If you get that far. Some people just, it comes a day and it comes and it goes. But if you actually focus on that day and maybe plan something that you can all do together, whether it's going out to eat or celebrating, the love of your friendships or relationships that you have together, or, you could have an event at home. If it's all women, you could do a pamper party, spend that night pampering yourselves. Or you could create a event where everybody comes over and you have dinner and you have conversation, but then maybe have a jar and have everybody write a comment to put in this jar to say something nice about the other person. And I think when you do that activity, then you divvy them out and give them to the people and let them read that. It's a real great way to help empower the person that's there with you. And just create some of those lasting memories. Think of some different activities that you can do together that are real meaningful. That's all I got for right now.
Oh, well said. Master Coach Sonia, great answer. Love your work. And as an honourable mention, we've got our friend Payal Kakria watching over on Facebook. Payal, we love you. She came to our meetup yesterday, so great having you back in the networking scene. And great answer, Master Coach Sonia. Big thank you. So let's hear from the amazing Alice Cheng. Alice Cheng, what are your thoughts and advice to people to have the absolute best Valentine's Day ever?
I would suggest it because it's a work day. We're just going to go straight into it and then look forward to something. Why not make the whole day, just not let anything get to you. Stay in that positive space. Don't let someone at work annoy you. Just let it go, like we have said in here, and really maybe even carve out some time for yourself. Just I don't know, if you don't buy breakfast, usually do something that you don't do routinely, just to be out of routine for the day, whatever that looks like for you. I think that might just even trigger something different rather than just doing the same thing. It's the same thing, but I have something to look forward to at the end of the day. Why not just pepper in different things throughout the day? Let those toxic people go for the day and just be kind to yourself and stop all that negative thoughts that are sort of in your head. Give yourself a break, because I know even in the theme of self-love, it's also about how you speak to yourself, how you respect or disrespect yourself. And I know I certainly am most critical, again, with that ethnic background, that I'm never good enough, I'm unworthy, I'm this and I'm that. And therefore, just for one day, give yourself a bit of a break and just really focus in on what is positive about yourself. I've achieved these many things. Today I'm going to work. I'm grateful for whatever it is. So my last bit is just maybe practice gratitude for the day, because gratitude is the best attitude. It gets you in that positive mindset. And when you have gratefulness in your life, I think that a lot of the negative things around you that you can't control, let's face it, you can't control other people, will kind of just melt away and be gone. So that's probably my best advice, rather than, spend money on fancy dinners. Maybe spend some time loving yourself and be positive.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, actually, because I've been thinking a lot about this. So my lack of self-care, so when you, again, bring up the ethnic racial influence there, my lack of self-care, that contributed to my eating disorder. So I developed a full-on eating disorder, like binge eating disorder, really bad during the lockdowns. It was a lack of self-care that came from my cultural influence that led to that eating disorder. And guess what? I met a stack of other people. Oh, guess what? I've got an eating disorder too. So it's funny. I think you're right. That negative self-talk, which comes from our culture, right, that leads to all sorts of disorders and problems. And I think you hit the nail on the head, Alice Cheng. There we go. Love your work. And let's bounce over to Christina Davey. Christina Davey, what are your thoughts for everyone to have the best Valentine's Day ever?
I love what Sonia and Alice said. I totally, resonate with it when, Sonia said, be clear on what's important to you and who do you want to include in, right? And Alice talking about the fact that it doesn't have to be expensive, do something little if you're single and you still want to celebrate and you still want to feel good. And what I would like to add to that, or just share how I help people, is usually, because obviously I work with primarily with single women, right, who are looking for love, want to let go of past hurt from their relationships, right? So I just help them explore how does it help them to, what is it that helps them feel love? What is it that's helping them experience love? And it's important to write down a list, right? Well, if it's flowers, receiving flowers, could you buy yourself some flowers, right? If it's feeling connected, right? Maybe how can you create that connection in your life? Is it with a friend, or is it so just become clear and write it down. Don't just keep it in your head. Write it down and be willing to experience something new, to try something new, something you have never done before, because you are creating a new you. When you're moving from a past relationship to, learning how to be by yourself and creating the love within, you need to be willing to experience new things. And if you give yourself permission to try new things, you're going to discover more things that, well, some you're going to hate, some you're going to love. But it's the only way how you're going to go through the process, right? So write it down and try it. Maybe you want to create more joy. Like, look what's missing from your life. And look, when you discover what's missing, maybe there's fun, maybe there's joy, maybe there's connection, maybe there's enthusiasm, right? So what is that activity? Who are these people who will support you create that? And that's what you should do. Give it to yourself. Create it, because we are all powerful creators. And what we are focusing on, we are creating. We are feeling lonely. If we focus on it and dwell on it, we create more loneliness within. And it's going to stop us from connecting with others. So then we sit with it and we create more of it. If you are just bored because you have a routine and you fall into this routine and you haven't created anything fun, well, how can you create fun? I went with my partner 2 weeks ago. Last weekend we went go-karting because I felt, like I want some excitement, and I didn't want to jump out of a plane, but go-karting is around the corner for me. And 2 weeks ago we went to a escape room. I've never done that before, and that was so much fun, something completely new. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, am I going to be good enough to find all these clues? I was willing to experiment, and I had a blast. So give yourself permission to try something new and discover yourself in the process.
Oh my God, Christina Davey, well said. Love it. There we go. So, yeah, I was just thinking, I thought of a reference. Like if I ever am not experiencing love, I just need to open LinkedIn, and then all the feelings of love just pour into my heart. So there we go. Just the love
For
of
sure.
LinkedIn.
That's for sure. Yeah. And because you are creating so much connection. And if love equals connection, right? For me, love is not separate from connection. It's love and connection. Right. So if for many people out there, love means connection, then could you go to a park with your little kids and connect with other parents?
Love it. Love it. Christina Davey, well said. I love it. We're going to go from Christina to Christina. Christina Nava, love to hear your thoughts on getting the most out of Valentine's Day. And Christina Nava, what are you thinking?
Thank you, Ed. So for me, like you, I think if you're looking for love, I think ultimately my advice to anybody looking for love would be to search for somebody who puts the creator first, who puts God first. If you find that in a person, you'll find a person with integrity, you'll find a person who loves others, you'll find a person who loves you, who loves themselves, and just cherishes altogether. That's my personal opinion. If you're not looking for love, if you're just looking for something wonderful and amazing, go find somebody that you have amazing energy with, and go dance and go have fun. That's about it.
Oh, Christina never love it. Christina never. In fact, one time actually, this is years ago, where I lived in a state. I actually, so I was single at the time. I flew interstate. So Valentine's Day landed on a weekend, and I flew interstate for the weekend. It was fantastic. There we go. So traveling on your own is a lot of fun. So there we go. Christina Nava. Yeah, I always say it's always good to take a walk on the wild side. That's all I can say. Christina Nava, love your thoughts. Now, my friends, thank you to those all watching. Be it you're watching this live or the recording, like, share, comment, connect with wonderful Lassie, who's amazing and created this concept. And just so you know, Lassie and our Valentine's Day is also a wedding anniversary. We got married on Valentine's Day, which is a great way of doing things. Connect with her and also connect with Sonia, Alice Chang, Christina Davey, and Christina Nava, our amazing panelists. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly, just quickly go around the panelists and just hear about what they professionally do. So from a business networking point of view, please connect with our panelists and listen to what they do for a living. They might offer something that you're looking for, and we highly recommend them. So let's go around and ask them professionally what they do and offer. And again, if you are looking for that, make sure you reach out to them. You'll be very happy in selecting them. Master Coach Sonia, and Sonia's last name is Budrow. Sonia, tell us professionally, what do you do and how do you help people?
Well, my expertise is empowerment, life, and career coaching. And I work with people from all around the world. And my area of specialty for the last couple of years has been military transitioning to civilian status. I help them with their professional branding, which is their resume, LinkedIn profile, bio, and also helping them get out there in, the job world. And then I also am Monet. I'm a Monet distributor, and I do that with Lassie. I'm on Lassie's team, and one of the things that I'm getting ready to do is I had a book that was released on Amazon this last December, and I only have a chapter in it, but it became a bestseller. And my chapter was on empower your future self with time, money, and freedom. So I'm currently working on building out a vision board workshop and encompassing those concepts. And then I'm also working on, pamper you, because as women, when we get older, we're going through all these changes and our lives drastically change. You may not know what is going on. And I'm really targeting women that are going through menopause because it's a crazy time, and so I want to help women in that area, because I have a women's group here locally that I'm a part of, and all of us are over 50. And so we're all going through these things, and we don't get a book on how to go through things in life. So I'm working on putting together a Pamper You program on that.
Okay.
So watch my Facebook, LinkedIn profile. I'll be updating, as I get those out.
Well, Master Coach, I'm an Aussie Arab dude, and I think what you're saying is amazing. So as a dude, speaking of the whole male race or civilization, gender, yeah, same problem there. I'm turning 46 this year, so I know the feeling. So there we go.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny. Just a funny note of commentary. I think I said that. I was saying this to Alice Cheng the other day, and she laughed at my face. I eat a third as much as I would have 10 years ago, and I'm still the same size. So I think in about 2 years, I'm going to be living on a piece of lettuce a day and still the same size. So there we go. Love your work. Nature, huh? You can't fight nature, can't you, Sonia? You won't win.
No.
But, well, you can fight nature. You're just not going to win. That's all.
Right. You can't. You got to figure out what your roadmap is to get through those areas of your life, especially when you get blindsided by life changes.
It does. So I might start buying some more lettuce, which I'll be living on soon to keep my weight down. So love your work, Master Coach Sonia. Amazing.
Thanks.
Thank you. Alice Cheng, thank you so much, Alice Cheng. Please tell us about what you do professionally, how you help people, and love your work, Alice Cheng.
Sure. So very quickly, I'm an corporate finance executive who's now turned into a career strategist. So I support professionals in their job search and career progression. So whether that's CV writing, doing interview preparation, being onboarded to create that awesome first impression, or getting in internal promotional opportunities, that's where I come in. So on average, my coachees stay with me 2 to 3 months during their job search, and they get the trifecta. So that the trifecta is an industry change, career change, or promotional change, as well as some moolah. So on average, I help people get between 10 to 35K pay rise, which is more than a 10x their return on investment. So definitely that's where I come in. And funny enough, I've fallen into lately a bit of life coaching. A lot of my sort of female working mother coaches have come to me now going, I can't juggle work and life, and how did you do it? And so I'm also helping them as part of their full sort of career work-life integration coaching as well. So yeah, that's me.
Brilliant, Alice Cheng. We love your work and just incredible. And we highly recommend Alice Cheng, powerful lady. Christina Davey, please tell us what you do professionally. And everyone, Christina Davey rocks.
I just want to show my admiration for both Sonia and Alice and Christina for, what they do. I feel, really inspired to be here with you. I think it's so beautiful that we're so different. And we can, follow our passion and support those who we really, resonate with, and they're aligned with our passion as well. And it's my journey that actually really got me to do what I'm doing right now. The fact that I was going from one relationship to another, and I kept failing. I kept feeling that, it's just not going to happen. I grew up wanting this beautiful relationship, and for some reason, I just couldn't create it. So what I do is I help women transition from their single life to a thriving relationship. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I support women understanding themselves, letting go of all the emotional baggage of the past relationship, all the negative associations, so they can feel really light and free, in order to connect with a man. So they can learn how to trust, they can learn how to open up, lower their walls, and get really clear on those boundaries and standards that I was talking earlier. So when they meet the right person, first, they stop wasting their time with people who are not aligned. And second, when they meet the right person, they don't self-sabotage, because there's so much of that out there. And I see this all the time. It's not true that there are no good men or women out there. It's just that our turmoil, our fears, our focus, it's not it's not in the right way. How should I put it? It's not, we are not focused on what we want to create, and we don't know how. We don't have the skill. When I was able to learn things about myself and how to have a healthy relationship, I was able to experience it as well. Often we get so hung up on what people are doing wrong, and we don't know how to turn that around. There's so many misunderstandings. We step on each other's toes, and we very easy can turn something beautiful in something really negative. But we have so much love. What we are lacking, it's the skill on how to create more of it, and how to actually how to keep it as well, how to maintain it and expand it as well.
Oh, yeah. Christina Davey, well said. Round of applause. We highly recommend Christina Davey, again, taking clients across the world. And if you are based in Sydney, Australia, Christina Davey runs the most hottest and spiciest entrepreneurs dating meetup in town. So let's talk to Christina on that one. There we go. Because there's only one flavour around here, and that's hot and spicy. And now we're going to bounce over to Christina Nava. Christina Nava, we've got double the Christina, double the fun today. Christina Nava, thank you so much. Tell us about professionally what you're working on, and hope all your wins are going beautifully.
Thank you so much. I'm working on a development for a recreation center geared for autistic children, where it's not therapeutic in nature, no therapy. However, they will receive cognitive benefits due to the skills they'll be and the activities that they will be participating in, and they can be kids unhindered like every other child in the world should be. So that's the goal, and things are coming along. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. I'm going to say, Christina Nava, I love your rawness and resilience. Yeah, you and I, no wonder we get along. The more you and I are actually very similar, Christina Nava. So there we go. No wonder we get along. There we go.
I think so.
No, we love you. Round of applause to Christina Nava. So I just want to say, we have come to the end of the Boss Lady Summit. So we run this every month. So stay tuned for our next one coming out. Lassie has an amazing list of concepts that she uses for the coming Boss Lady Summit. So stay tuned for that one. Again, connect with Sonia Budrow, Alice Cheng, Christina Davey, Christina Nava, a bunch of other panelists who couldn't make it today. Connect with them all. And again, connect with them to network with, but also too, if you need what they have professionally, make sure you consider them and hire them so they will look after you. So I just want to say a big thank you. So to our panelists, please all unmute and let's make some noise and wish everyone the best as we sign out. So please unmute everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
everyone.